Improving the built environment is what we're all about.
Yeah.
But the issues that you've seen out over the years with your experience, and
Yep.
like you said, you get involved in
Yep.
issues like court cases. Is it more about application or design when these come about?
I would say it's more about the application, because the design usually will find, unless it's a working drawing, we'll find most of the architects will do probably a drawing in respect of where it's a concept drawing to the actual project, and then from there, if it becomes a working drawing where they specifically specify what has to be done regarding waterproofing and drainage, etc.,
Yeah.
well, then the contractor can obviously follow that and apply what he has to do.
Because I mean, I see a lot of times, even commercial planter boxes sometimes.
Yes.
You got a concrete wall or a block wall. The slab is flat.
Yes.
They go and waterproof it. No one's actually flood tested, and when they
No.
flood tested it, they actually realise the water's not going anywhere. So they've created a pool.
Yeah, that's a
Things like
big issue.
screeds and falls. These are things that get overlooked inside a planter box.
Yeah, that's a big issue. That's a big issue because we find that a lot. We're actually doing one at present in Wakefield Street. There's a whole condominium of units which they have problem where it's leaking into the underparking underneath,
Yeah.
and it's leaking through. And just by inspection on the flower boxes, it hasn't been done properly. You know, if you follow the recommendations with the tanking, and then also then covering that tanking that it doesn't get damaged, and then of course draining the water and just making sure the water does disperse correctly, you don't have an issue. But it's a matter of always educating and training the people and the contractors to do that. And that's a little bit where it becomes important to have these workshops continually. And it's just keeping it up. There's always new landscapers coming in, so they need to be educated. And once they know, they really enjoy the fact that they are savvy with the works as part of their contract and part of their quoting, so they can then apply those works that has to be done correctly. And then there's no recall back on anybody, and everyone's happy. It's a win-win for everyone. So.
Yeah, look, our position is that you build a planter box, like a pool specification, is meant to hold water. You know,
Correct.
Or a garden
Correct.
bed. If it can't be good enough to be fully immersed,
Yes.
then that's really not the system you want to be specifying.
Well, that's what we try and educate in all of the master landscapers in our field are taught this. We have a lot of workshops which get booked out, and they are taught in how to apply it correctly.
And that's similar around the country with the other your syndicate or your sister associations.
Yeah, Landscape Victoria do workshops. We know that, so that's a big one. I know Queensland are very tight on it, but I know Victoria. I'm not too sure about Western Australia. Unfortunately, a little bit further away.
I know some waterproofers want to get a bit of an extra bow in their arrow in terms of on their armour in terms of what they can offer. So for them that are interested, they could contact the Landscape Association, because you could become a member or go to these workshops.
That's correct. All they have to do is become a member. We will teach them. We have constantly, it's one of the big issues is waterproofing in our industry, because they have to do it correctly, and it can cause damage if it's not done correctly. If it is applied and they're shown, it is really quite simple, and it's a win-win for everyone. The consumer is protected. Then they don't have to go through the serious stage of court or conciliation, and nobody wants that. It is quite simple once it's applied. It is a very good product, and we use it. So
yeah, but
I'm not just pushing your product.
I'm talking about the design. I'll tell you one application that really comes up often, and we see it over the years at our fish ponds. And the most simplest.